The outline of the world's heaviest aircraft rests silently on the ocean floor.
Its wings stretch across sediment, like a submerged continent frozen in time. Sonar beams sweep across the seabed and reveal a shape too symmetrical to ignore. Engineers confirm the impossible silhouette through high-resolution mapping data.
The fuselage lies partially buried nose down in compacted silt.
Twin vertical stabilizers rise like monuments in the deep.
Two engines have separated and rest nearby under drifting sediment.
Despite impact, the primary wing spars remain structurally intact.
The discovery shifts the mission from impossible to unprecedented.
Surface vessels activate dynamic positioning systems with centimeter precision.
Remotely operated vehicles descend into darkness toward the wreck. Floodlights pierce the cold water and illuminate scarred metal skin. Engineers begin constructing a digital twin from sonar scans. Structural tolerances are recalculated under deep-sea exposure assumptions. Internal cavities are probed to estimate sediment infiltration.
Mass calculations are revised downward to prevent overload failure.
Recovery begins with careful perimeter excavation around the fuselage. Low-disturbance water jets loosen compacted seabed sediment. Reinforced braces are inserted beneath critical wing root sections.
Multi-point harness systems distribute lift forces evenly.
The first tension test begins with minimal upward force. Load monitors spike as suction resists vertical movement. The aircraft shifts slightly, and sediment clouds explode outward.
Engineers confirm seabed adhesion can be broken gradually.
Controlled oscillation reduces suction without fracturing structure. The aircraft rises half a meter from the abyss. For the first time, it hangs fully suspended by cables.
Ascent begins at less than 1 meter per minute.
Currents introduce lateral forces against the massive wings.
A sediment pocket shifts weight toward the left wing.
Tension spikes, but stabilization systems absorb imbalance.
Precision suction tools remove remaining compacted debris. Weather forecasts compress the operational time window dramatically. Engineers accelerate ascent while monitoring structural strain. Mid-water currents cause visible wing oscillation. Active stabilization algorithms counteract torsion buildup.
Pressure differentials trigger internal gas releases during ascent.
Structural sensors detect acceptable micro-deformation levels. Sunlight begins filtering faintly through upper water layers.
The aircraft approaches the final 500 meters.
Surface swell begins transmitting oscillations down the cables. Buoyancy forces increase as depth decreases rapidly. The nose breaks the surface in cascading sheets of water. Wings emerge, shedding tons of seawater in violent torrents.
A stabilization cradle aligns beneath the massive fuselage.
A wave tilts the aircraft, but harness brackets hold firm.
The deep-sea recovery phase is successfully completed. The aircraft is transferred onto a heavy-lift transport vessel.
Corrosion specialists begin immediate structural analysis. Ultrasonic scans reveal micro-pitting along fuselage joints.
Composite panels show early delamination patterns.
Electrical systems are declared beyond salvage.
Primary load-bearing spars retain recoverable strength margins.
Mission transitions from salvage to restoration. The aircraft enters a specially modified, oversized hangar.
Environmental systems control humidity for controlled drying.
Non-destructive testing maps hidden internal fractures.
Laser alignment confirms manageable wing droop deviation.
Engines are removed using synchronized overhead gantries.
New corrosion-resistant engines are sourced for replacement.
Cargo deck panels are dismantled to access structural ribs.
Corrosion inhibitors are applied systematically across frameworks. Avionics systems are rebuilt with modern digital architecture.
Reinforcement brackets are permanently integrated into spar junctions.
Hydraulic systems are reconstructed with upgraded redundancy standards. The fuselage exterior is stripped and refinished. Structural load simulation begins using hydraulic actuators. Sensors record distributed stress under simulated flight conditions. Results confirm reinforcement exceeded expected safety margins. The aircraft is rolled toward the runway for live testing.
Engine ignition testing begins under controlled monitoring.
Massive turbofans spool up with controlled vibration. Vibration harmonics remain within calculated tolerance bands. Low-speed taxi tests validate steering responsiveness.
Brake systems are tested repeatedly for thermal stability.
High-speed taxi runs simulate aerodynamic load distribution.
Wing flex is measured under increasing airflow pressure.
Engineers prepare for the decisive rotation threshold test. Engines surge to full takeoff thrust along the runway. Acceleration builds with deliberate, unstoppable momentum.
The nose lifts shifting weight toward rear landing gear.
Wheels separate from the runway for the first time.
The aircraft climbs steadily into open sky.
Landing gear retracts after stable positive climb conformation.
Engineers monitor asymmetric stress during banking maneuvers.
Structural reinforcement performs within predicted parameters.
Moderate turbulence simulation tests damping response.
All flight control systems respond with stable precision.
After 40 minutes, clearance for landing is granted.
Descent begins under careful throttle reduction.
Flaps deploy gradually, ensuring aerodynamic stability.
Landing gear locks into position with reinforced assurance.
Wheels touch the runway under controlled precision.
The aircraft taxis back as engines wind down.
Data confirms structural success beyond projected margins. The engineers review the performance metrics, their expressions reflecting quiet satisfaction with the results. Months earlier, the aircraft rested under crushing pressure.
Now it stands reinforced and airworthy once more. The recovery demonstrated extreme marine engineering precision.
The restoration required aerospace innovation at unprecedented scale.
Every bolt replaced carried symbolic weight beyond mechanics. Every reinforcement represented calculated resilience against failure.
The ocean had tested metal and mathematics alike. Human persistence ultimately countered pressure and depth.
The aircraft became proof of recovery beyond expectation.
It symbolized engineering resolve under extreme uncertainty.
The mission redefined boundaries of heavy lift salvage.
It established new protocols for deep-sea recovery operations. Restoration transformed a wreck into a reinforced machine. Modern systems upgraded the aircraft beyond original design.
The runway witnessed history rewritten through engineering.
Gravity was challenged, first downward, then upward again. The abyss surrendered what it once claimed permanently.
steel endured darkness and returned to open sky.
Innovation bridged the distance between ocean floor and runway. Precision planning transformed risk into controlled ascent. The world's heaviest aircraft rose from silence to flight. Against depth, doubt, and gravity, engineering prevailed.